Former Public Protector Professor Thuli Madonsela has begun testifying in the inquiry probing the fitness to hold office by his successor, Advocate Busiswe Mkhwebane. Let's cross live to the inquiry now.
This person that they think makes them not a fit and proper person. So my view is that we were vetted, maybe not security cleared by the State Security Agency. And if I were to make that decision, not to allow myself to be vetted by them at that particular point, I would still make it.
All right. Okay. So, okay, fine. We'll take that as a yes again. Yeah. And I wanted to say that in the case of Mr. Malunga, and I think this is something he spoke about openly, one of the issues that was raised for, or rather that might have stalled his security clearance, was the fact that he came from Zimbabwe. Remember that?
I don't appoint deputy public protectors. I didn't know that because I had never asked him. I had never tried to get him vetted because that was a parliamentary process.
Yes, okay. But you knew that he came from Zimbabwe?
No. I knew that he lived in Zimbabwe, he had lived in Swaziland. I didn't know where he came from. I never asked him.
Oh, come on, Advocate Madonsela. This is something that was being discussed in the public domain, but that's fine. That's your answer. That's your answer. And
I never asked him.
Yeah, no, I know it's your answer. I just find it incredulous, yeah. But anyway, that's fine. Mr. Malunga was called as a witness, but it was decided that he shouldn't come. So I don't think it would be unfair to discuss him in his absence. But you yourself, you were born in South Africa?
I was, certainly. You know that information, don't you?
No, I wasn't there when you were born, ma'am. I'm just...
I think it's in the public domain. Like you say, I should have known about Malunga. You should have known about me too.
Okay. So then you agree with me that you should have known about Malunga now?
Well, I'm saying by your logic. I don't agree with you. I'm just saying by your logic, then you should have known about me. It's not my logic, it's your logic.
I see. No, that's fine, ma'am. The public is listening. No, I was simply distinguishing. I was saying that in your case, in his case, there was that issue, but that issue did not arise in your case. And so I'm just wondering, okay, let me ask this question so that we move on to the next topic. When, for example, as you correctly say, this was raised with you when you were investigating the so-called Gupta landing at Waterkloof, don't you think that that particular issue, obviously the landing of a foreign plane in Waterkloof, which is a military airport, would be a matter dealt with by the SANDF and, among others, military intelligence? Don't you think that your lack of clearance of cleared status would limit you in investigating something like that, because it might involve documents to which somebody like you would not have access? And just, if you don't think so, just say so. Don't tell me why. If you do think so, just tell me.
I don't think so, in the same way that it doesn't limit judges. But you are correct. You are incorrect. Again, you've distorted what I said. I said, can I just correct you?
No, but you can't insult me at will like that. Chairperson, can you ask the witness to stop saying that I've distorted anything? She's been insulting me.
But you've done that, sir. Can I correct you?
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. It's on the record. Everything that we're saying is on the record, and there are people listening. I did not say that they asked to vet me for the Gupta landing. I said, as I was concluding that, The last witness that I interviewed was from the State Security Agency, and they knew where this whole investigation was going because we had done a forensic and we caught them lying. And shortly after that, two things happened. One was the spy story. The second thing was a letter requesting to vet me. The issue of me being not vetted and not having an objection to me accessing information was not in this case. It was with the Nkandla case. We discussed it and we agreed with the ministers concerned, a whole cluster of ministers that had been appointed by President Zuma to deal with me in this matter. We agreed that the public protector goes through public scrutiny that is similar to vetting, and therefore it was improper to refuse to give me the documents for Nkandla. So that was a totally different thing, and it was agreed to. And then out of the blue, the State Security Agency wanted to vet me.
Thank you.
Not in relation to any case, just out of the blue. And they said it would be good for me to do that in writing.
Your point is well covered, Advocate Advocate Madonsela. Over to you, Advocate Prof.
Thank you. All right. Now I'm going to start protecting myself because the chair is refusing to do so. Let me just tell you for now that your accusation that I was distorting information is unfounded. I have no reason to distort anything, madam. I'm just asking you questions. It is you who said in your statement that you resisted being spied on by the State Security Agency through sudden repeated requests to vet me as I was finalizing the Waterkloof landing incidents by the Gupta family. I'm simply asking, based on that statement of yours, which I've now quoted verbatim so that you don't accuse me of distorting information, which would be highly unprofessional. But the issue I'm saying is that, don't you think, and you may agree or not agree, that for an investigation such as that one, it might be a limitation not to have access to certain documents when by its nature that investigation involves classified information?
It was being finalized, sir. So all of the investigation and access to documents had already been done, as my statement says. It wasn't before I did the investigation this was raised. It was when I interviewed the last person who was a member of the State Security Agency. A few days after that, when I'm talking finalizing an investigation, I'm talking writing the report, which for whatever strange reason never saw the light of day.
Yes. Okay. Let's quickly go to the bundle C, folder 2, item 27, please, Tsepa.
Are you winning, slow Tsepa? Okay.
Right. Thank you, Chair. If we go to the first page. Okay, 1.1, it says, yeah, the Public Protector South Africa depends on its personnel information and assets to deliver services that ensure the health, safety, security, and economic well-being of South African citizens. It must therefore manage these resources with due diligence and take measures to protect them. You remember that?
No, I wouldn't remember it. It happened so many years ago, and we live in the digital age. But
Okay,
I
well,
take it that
okay,
it's from my institution,
yeah.
my former institution.
Okay,
Is correct.
okay. Okay, ma'am. Let's assume you don't remember it, but you can't dispute that it was part of the policy.
I cannot dispute that. I cannot see my signature on it because the policies that were signed by the Public Protector would have my signature on it.
Okay,
I have no reason to say yes or no.
Fine, let's go to page 459.
If you show my signature, then I will say yes.
Let's go to page 459. Further down. Is that your signature?
Yes, it's my signature, but it's not initialed every page. So I don't know if it's changed, but I want to believe it because it is an old statement that it must have been.
No, I agree with you. Yeah. In fact, the facility of initialing every page is meant to stop fraudulent activities. You are right to make that qualification. Am I right?
I know where you're getting, Advocate.
I don't know about where I'm getting. Just answer the question.
Just
answer the question.
I don't know.
Oh, so why did you tell the chair that because it's not initialed every page, it might not be authentic? If you don't know now, when the implications of that question are made clear.
It's not about fraud, it's about you were attributing it to me, and I was saying, I don't know. And I said, if it's got my signature, then it must be me. But since it's not initialed, I don't know if it's been changed because policies are changed over time. But let's just accept that this is a policy that I signed, and it's a policy where I was required by the Auditor General to sign, and I complied. Okay, that's fine. And as it happens, also what you've just said is not true. You did initial every page because you knew that that is the correct procedure. Well, I didn't say I didn't initial. I just said if it's signed by me or initialed by me, that's okay. Because you're showing me these things. I don't even know what's the procedure here. Normally, just common decency is such that if you're going to put things to people, you send to them in advance. I mean, you were not prepared to put your client through an immediate process, having been given a document 4 days ahead. And you're throwing documents to me without having shown them to me in advance.
Okay.
So supply the same rules you want for your clients to me, sir.
Okay, thanks, Advocate Madonsela. Let us pause there, Advocate Mayosi.
Chair, this particular policy is initialed on every page.
Is initialed
on every page.
That's what, yeah.
Okay.
But that's what I just said. I don't know why Advocate Mayosi is jumping in as to use Advocate Bauer's expression. I've just said to the witness that as it happens that this is signed every page. So
initialed every page.
Initialed every page. So
okay.
What's the purpose of that intervention, Chair?
Okay, that's fine. Maybe she didn't pick that up. Let's proceed.
How do you know
over
that?
To you.
How do you know that she didn't pick it up?
She's saying now.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Ma'am, please, I don't want to debate with you. The record will show that you said it's not initialed on every page. So there's no point in me debating that with you. All I'm saying is the significance of that. You raised the point, not me. Okay? I did not raise the issue about signing every page after lunch. You raised it.
May I just respond?
No, wait, let me finish, please, Chairperson.
Yes, finish, Advocate Mbof.
Madam, I'm saying that you raised the issue, and I'm simply saying that the only reason you raise it of your own volition as part of either an attempt to disown this document or discredit the fact that it has your signature at the end is because indeed the practice of initialing every page, which you did here, ensures that the signature at the end is not just inserted, because all sorts of things could happen. And I know earlier you denied falsely that in the many affidavits that you signed over the years at the public protector, you and the Commissioner of Oaths signed every page. But let's put that aside. I'm saying you're raising it in this context here. And the fact that you did do the right thing of initialing every page means that you know, despite your fake or feigned ignorance, that that is a guarantee, the signing every page. It's a guarantee.
And I respond to that, sir, because that's an attack.
You don't want me to finish? It's fine. If you don't want me to finish, you can.
Yes. I just want to respond to the digression.
Before I speak, before I finish.
Yes, please, sir.
Don't you? Isn't it better to respond once I've finished?
Because you're going to go to a different issue. I want to respond to the lie you've just made.
No, ma'am, I will never go to another issue without giving you an opportunity to respond. Believe me.
Okay.
That has never happened.
Okay.
All right. So I'm saying, madam, that the reason why you, not me, raised that issue is because you know very well, despite your earlier false denials, that the issue of signing every page is intended as a bulwark against forgery or fraudulent documents or people claiming that this is your document. This one in particular, I think, has 54 pages, simply because your signature is on page 58. You know that. You can now respond. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Here is the distortion again, advocating Prof. Earlier on, when we had a conversation, it was about commissioners of oath. You're not telling the truth, sir, when you say, I said, I never signed every page. You asked me, in the practice of commissioners of oath, and I've been public protector for many years, do I know of any occasion of where there was no joint signatures? And then I said, I don't know, because I don't have a recollection of every document. And this is on the record. I will ask that the committee, when this is debated, we get the verbatim. Secondly, on the issue that you're accusing me of, on the one issue, it was commissioners of oath, and currently we're dealing with a policy. These are two different things. It's signed by one person, and all I asked was if it is signed on every page. To now distort my words and say, I said it's not signed on every page. It's a 59-page document that you've just put in front of me right now. Am I a clairvoyant to have known that it's not signed on some pages? But lastly, on that issue that you've argued here about the fact that if something is not initialed on all pages, it is therefore unlawful or illegal, or it's not an affidavit. You cited something from 1963. I will cite to you something that happened here in this province, which becomes precedent. That is the case of Minister of Safety and Security versus Mustafa Mohammed. It's an April 2010 case that contradicts what you just told this committee, say.
Chairperson, please. Advocate or Ms. Madonsela, Well, she didn't. I asked her, are you registered with the Legal Practice Council? Because there's
It's
a
immaterial.
member who's, pardon?
It's immaterial.
No, but no, there's a member here, Honorable Malham, who's
Just stop trying to bully me,
interjecting.
Advocate Mpofu.
To say,
Stick to the rules
no,
here.
No, I just want to know. I want to know, ma'am, please, this is important. So, a member says that you are an advocate. So I want to know if you are registered as such with the Legal Practice Council. That's all. It's a simple yes or no.
It's immaterial.
So I'll take that as a no.
Take it
All right.
whatever way you want, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, no, I'll take it. Yeah, anyone who's registered with the Legal Practice Council would not struggle with that question, but that's fine. Then it means then I was doing that for the sake of knowing where to report these transgressions. At least with the Commissioner of Oaths, I'm sure he's registered with the Legal Practice Council, so we'll refer him there, and other people involved will be referred to the police. That's fine. All right. No, I was saying, ma'am, I don't want to quibble with you. You would agree, though, that the principle doesn't matter whether in the one case we're talking about an affidavit, in another one we're talking about a policy, in another one we're talking about what have you. The principle of signing or initialing every page is the same, which is to ensure that that document has been properly signed by the person whose signature appears at the end, the principle. Did I agree?
Subject to the Zeman judgment of 2010, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Malema.
Chair, the advocate, when he asks the question and the witness is not answering or deliberately refusing to answer, I thought it is your role to come in and check if she will not answer the question. Because that thing of her belonging to any professional body is very important and can't be left hanging like that for simple reasons that the advocate had mentioned.
Thank you, Advocate. Honorable Malema. I was satisfied with the answer she gave. It's how she feels to answer that question by saying, in relation to the motion that we're dealing with here, for her it is immaterial. Over to you, Advocate Mpofu.
You're saying you're satisfied with that?
Over to you.
Your satisfaction is very easy to achieve, Chairperson. This is anyway. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to be patient. So
Okay.
Anyway, the public knows. I mean, it's very clear now. We had a public protector who's not security cleared, who's not an advocate, as at least as defined in the current law. And what are you a professor of?
Advocate Mpofu, I'm a professor of law.
Which law?
I am a professor of, I'm appointed as a chair in social justice, as the affidavit says.
Oh, yes.
And the affidavit did not claim that I am an advocate. But again, there's a role of advocates in this country. If you want to know whether I am registered as an advocate, you just need to find that out. But I find your conduct unethical, that you keep trying to threaten me with reporting me. Let's just deal with this case and stop these threats. Let's just deal with this case. Let me answer the questions and let's finish this business and stop with these subtle threats. You're not bullying me.
Okay, ma'am. No,
Check.
Honorable Malema, I see your hand again.
No, but when you say you are satisfied with the answer, and then if I'm not satisfied with the answer, what happens? Because if these people are answerable to you and you are satisfied with the answer, why are you not taking them to your dining room? Because we are here also, we are not satisfied with the answer. So what happens when we are not satisfied with the answer? That everything satisfies you, then automatically it means we are satisfied ourselves. That question is very relevant for us who are going to be making follow-ups on this question. So please, you can't say you are satisfied and then we must move on. What happened to some of us who are members of this committee who are not satisfied? And we must be satisfied through you. That, Chair, please, can we get an answer for that question? Then you say you are satisfied, as if we are here to satisfy you.
Chairperson, my answer remains.
No. I've not recognized you, Advocate Madonsela.
Sir.
I've not recognized you. Honorable Malemba, please conclude.
Yes.
Chair, maybe
Honorable Malema, please conclude.
it looks like there was interference, Chair. Maybe he'll come back once he is reconnected.
Okay, he's frozen.
Thank
That's okay. Advocate Mbof.
Thank you, Chair.
Sorry, Advocate Mbof. Honorable Manel.
No, thanks, Chair. I just want to, for purposes of clarity, so that we understand if we understood it the same. And this is because interjections before, when you tried to come in between witnesses and what is raised by the legal team, have been that you should be satisfied that the witness has responded. It's not about you being satisfied as a person with that response. So I'm just saying you need clarity on that because it will come back again. I don't think it's about you being satisfied because you're not asking the question. The question is asked elsewhere and there is a response to the question. You may not be happy with the answer, but the question is whether there's been an answer to that question. And if that answer is not there, surely the reasons follow-ups have been made is to try and establish the answer to such a question. So I'm just saying, just so that it helps us to also make progress. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Manel. There has been an answer, not once. Honorable Sukas.
Yeah, Chair. I also just want to add, Chair, the witnesses cannot become the subject of this inquiry. And we cannot subject witnesses continuously to intimidation. And earlier, there were insults hurled at the witness currently currently providing evidence. We cannot do that. It goes against the directives that this committee has accepted. Thank you, Chair.
Well, thank you, Honorable Sukas. Honorable Malema, are you back?
Yes, I got cut when I was still pursuing my question, and then Ms. Madonsela spoke, and I was not talking to her. You see, she must not say that she can't be bullied by people and think she can bully us. I was talking to you, and I was going to expect an answer from you. She just abruptly interrupted me and say, my answer remains, and then that's when I got cut. I was not talking to her. I was talking to you, and I was saying to you, how do we proceed in that regard? Please, no one is bullying her here, and she's not going to bully us. You see, staying at Stellenbosch does not give anyone any right to bully us. It's not going to happen that one. Never. It will never happen with some of us.
Thank you, Chair.
No. Are you done, Honorable Malema?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Malema. You got cut and frozen. Members are still going to have an opportunity to interact themselves directly with the witness. For now, it is an interaction between the witness and the legal team of the public protector. So we're still going to allow that, but I repeat, and I've been directed properly that I'm satisfied with the manner the witness has responded, not once on the issue. It might not be an issue that from the one who's listening that it's not satisfying in terms of what has been asked, but
she has tried to respond to the matter.
Yes.
Advocate Mbofu.
Yes, thank you, Chair. No, she has tried, but she has not succeeded. I'm saying, Chair, just to assist Honorable Maneli, your role as chairperson is not simply to be satisfied, and I think I've said this before, to be satisfied that somebody has moved their lips and they're speaking. So if, for example, I say, are you an advocate? And the person tells me the score of the Kaizer Chiefs game yesterday, that you might be satisfied that they've responded because they have, but you should be satisfied as to whether they answered the question. That's really your role. Because to be satisfied that someone has responded means that people can just come here and do anything.
Which is not the case.
Yes,
on
but,
this. That's
but yeah. So and that's why I wanted to understand. No, Chair. In
Thank
fact,
you.
you're quite right. So I wanted to understand that you are satisfied that she is refusing to answer that question, which is crucial. The very first question, very first question I asked this witness this morning was whether I should refer to her as professor or advocate. And she said, I can use both. And I'm simply wanting now, given the demonstrable lack of knowledge of the law and the regulations, to establish whether indeed, particularly the issues that have to do with affidavits. And I was really asking that, Chair, not to embarrass the witness, but simply, as I said, to know whether any allegations against her should be referred to the Legal Practice Council. There would be no point in doing that if she's not registered with that body. But it's fine, Chair. The public, I think, will make its own conclusions. I don't want to waste time on this. So, Ms. Madonsela, the policy that you signed says, can you go to, I think it's 40. 44.0. So, yeah, 40, in the policy itself now, which you initialed every page, thanks. It's 4.3.5.1.1. Yeah. You people at the Public Protector know how to number documents. 409. 4.3.5.1.1. Okay, so it tries to cover it says all employees, contractors, and consultants of PPSA who require access to classified information and critical assets in order to perform his or her duties must be subjected to a security vetting investigation conducted by the State Security Agency in order to be granted security clearance at the appropriate level. The level of security clearance is given to a person will be determined by the content or access to classified information entailed by the post already occupied or to be occupied in accordance to their respective responsibilities and accountability. Then a security clearance provide access to classified information subject to the need to know principle. I'm just paraphrasing. The essence of that is that people who are going to have access to sensitive information must be subjected to security vetting investigation. Is that a fair summary?
No, it doesn't say people, it says staff. It says personnel.
No, I didn't say that, but it says...
It doesn't say people, sir.
Yeah, it doesn't say staff either. It says employees, contractors, and consultants, and those are people, human beings, you understand? So I'm saying those employees, contractors, and consultants, those people who require access to classified information must be subjected to security vetting. Is that a fair summary of what the policy that you signed requires?
It speaks for itself, say yes.
Yes, thank you. All right. And now, all right, we've already established that you signed this because its absence was seen as a deficiency by the Auditor General, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good.
And we come out of that inquiry probing the fitness to hold office by Advocate Busiswe Mkhwebane. Currently, Public Protector Thuli Madonsela has taken the stand. Temperatures definitely have risen up in that inquiry, but that's where we leave it for On Point. Weather details are coming up next then.